When it comes to rookie cards, Topps is the base king, and I'm going to try to explain why. What's up, everyone? My name is Josh, and this is Josh Unboxed. This is episode number 4 of my basketball card talk, where I try to provide, I guess, my thoughts, my analysis, my reasonings as to why the trend moves in the way it moves and how we can use this as a tool to not only make more savvy investments, but also in hopes of trying to educate those entering the hobby to make better investment decisions by using logic and reasoning. So the topic on hand is Topps. Why is it that these Topps base cards are commanding such a high price? I mean, we see it in cards like Steph Curry, we see it in LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Durant, with the two being the more recent booms. I'm gonna try to logically explain why these cards are popping off the way they do. So first things first, in order to try to understand why Topps is king, we need to go back to 2009 and understand that at that point in time, Panini acquired the license to make NBA trading cards, and that was the last year that Topps was being made. And in 2009, guess who was the biggest rookie during that time? And that is Steph Curry. So looking at the price of that Steph Curry Topps PSA 10, we can see that it goes for roughly around $6,000 or so, maybe a little more than that. Any new investor that comes into the game, sneakerhead, flipper, entrepreneur, anybody that's coming new into the sports card market, a lot of the current players, Luka, Trey, Ja, Zion, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, all these stars, when you go back to the rookie cards, the only rookie cards you know are Prizm products. When you start getting to guys like Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, you find out that the biggest rookie cards of them are these Topps cards. If you didn't know any better, you would think that Topps was the premier set back in the day, before Panini. Now, using that logic, we can apply it to guys like LeBron James. I'm throwing Topps Chrome out the window. Topps Chrome is one of the most well-known sets out there. We're talking about Topps Base. And knowing this and seeing the Steph Curry Topps card command such a high price, when an investor who is unaware of the different sets out there jumps into these Hall of Famers, all-time greats, when they're trying to decide which rookie card to buy into, guess what sticks out in their mind? Topps. Oh, the Steph Curry Topps card commands a high price. It's one of the highest price rookie cards that he has. I'm gonna look into LeBron James Topps cards. I'm gonna look into Kobe Bryant Topps cards, Kevin Durant, Shaquille O'Neal. And when you get thousands of people thinking in that mindset, guess what happens? The cards increase in value. So taking LeBron James, for instance, his Topps PSA 10 goes for anywhere between, $6 to $7, even up to almost $8,000 in a PSA 10. Now we go back to Kobe Bryant, which in the last few weeks has seen a huge spike in price, and those Kobe Bryant Topps cards are now in the range of $5,000 to $6,000. For PSA 10, of course. And then when we go to the most recent boom that I'm starting to see, it's this Kevin Durant Topps card, PSA 10. This is a PSA 8, but the 10 has been popping off like crazy to the point of where it's reached over 1K now, and I wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 2. And I think part of the reason why is because that's what we know. That's what these new investors know. And we're seeing it again slowly with Shaquille O'Neal. Now, again, this is a PSA 9, but the PSA 10s used to be able to be bought for like around $450. Now they're starting to reach the $700, $800 mark, and that's within the last 2 weeks or so. Now we're trying to make sense of it. Now, if you think about what I was saying about Steph Curry, when anybody new coming into the game is trying to look into those players, what else are they going to think about? They are going to think about Topps. It's subconsciously in their mind that Topps should command a premium. So when they start looking at these old cards and they start seeing these Topps rookies PSA 10s going for less than what they imagined, oh man, the Steph Curry Topps card is going for $6,000. I'm popping in, I'm seeing this Kobe Bryant Topps PSA 10 and it's going for less than 1,000. That doesn't make any sense. That is severely undervalued. So what happens when 1,000 people think that way? They jump in, they buy the card, the value increases. The same thing can be said for Kevin Durant right now. Everyone is jumping onto that Topps card because that's what they know. And I'm thinking the same thing's happening with Shaq as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Shaq PSA 10 reaches $1,000 soon. It's a subconscious thing, and it's something that when you enter a territory that you're not very familiar with, the human mind likes to go towards something that is more comforting. How we always gravitate towards comfort food. Sometimes when we're afraid to try new things, we stick with what we know. And for anybody new coming into the game, what they know is Topps. And it all relates back to 2009 and Steph Curry. These are my thoughts as to why these cards are popping off in the way they are. And we can use this to our advantage to kind of predict which other guys, in terms of which rookie cards to buy for them. I'm thinking of guys along the lines like Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, even guys like Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Steve Nash, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki. The card that they're going to gravitate towards is not only the Topps Chrome, but also the Topps Base. And they start seeing how undervalued these Topps cards are just based off of the history of people like LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, KD, Steph. They're going to see Topps as undervalued. And we're in this position in which Topps becomes king, the king of base. It's crazy. It's truly an interesting phenomenon that we're experiencing here. As a collector, in terms of the collector mindset, we know that there are so many different sets out there that have a rarity to it. I'm going to use, for example, Kobe Bryant and his Topps Finest and Bowman's Best cards. Those cards are severely undervalued compared to Topps. And there's no way that those cards should be going less than a Topps base. But like I said, man, we can use this to our advantage. People are going to gravitate towards older players thinking that there's a play with vintage. And when they look at their sets, they're going to look for Topps. And when you go even further to the 70s, all you know is Topps. So it's crazy that Topps stands out the most. But I can give you plenty of sets to look into, like Flair Showcase, EX 2000s, the Skybox EXLs, Topps Finest, Topps Luxury Box for Kevin Durant. Like, there's so many sets to look into, Fleer Ultra, that I would rather have instead of the Topps base card, but the market sets the price. When you have 1,000 people jumping into the hobby that don't know much, and they're all buying into one card, and they're all buying into the Topps card, it's gonna rise. As a collector, you see this as a buying opportunity. To not focus on the Topps and focus on the other cards. As an investor, that's what you're buying into. But like I said, these are my thoughts, and it all goes back to human nature, something that's in our subconscious of going with what we know. The fear of being uneducated and not putting in enough research to understand that certain cards are more valuable versus these Topps base. I'm just presenting logic and reasoning to help you make more better decisions when you are trying to invest in older players, and which cards you can buy into first in order to catch the wave before it happens. We're just trying to stay one step ahead of the game. What you can actually do is buy into these Topps cards, make that profit, use that profit to buy into one of the other lesser known sets that have a rarity to it or that are a more sought after set. And those would be your stash and holds. Use Topps as a quick flip, use a profit to buy one of the more rare cards to hold long term. And you can't go wrong with that. If you're in for quick flips, Topps is your play. But if you're in here for the long run, you can use Topps short term and then use that profit, like I said, to buy into cards that you can hold on for a long time. Whether you agree or disagree, that's fine. Discussion is part of the fun. If you think I'm crazy, that's fine as well. I'm just trying to apply some logic to the market as to why things happen the way they do. So hopefully I provided some value. And with that being said, my name is Josh, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.